You did the workout. You read the book. You showed up to the job you said you'd apply for 6 months ago. And somehow tonight, you still feel behind. Most people will tell you that's a mindset problem. Gratitude journal. Celebrate small wins. Track your progress. I want to argue something different. The tool you're using to measure your life was never built for a life. It was built for a factory floor, and no amount of positive thinking fixes a measurement that's wrong at the root. Here's the part almost no self-improvement video mentions. The word progress, the way we use it today, as a straight line going up and to the right, is barely 200 years old, and it didn't come from psychology or philosophy. It came from industry. Factories needed a way to measure output, units per hour, growth quarter over quarter, a line that only means something if it keeps climbing. That model is brilliant for a factory. A machine that produces less this month than last month is genuinely broken. But somewhere in the last 2 centuries, we took that exact chart, the one designed to judge machines, and we started using it to judge ourselves, our habits, our healing, our worth. That's the trap. Not laziness, not lack of discipline, a borrowed ruler. A machine on an assembly line does the same task the same way, every time. So a straight line is an honest picture of its output. A human being is not that. You sleep badly 1 week. You grieve something you haven't named yet. Your body changes with the seasons. Your focus changes with your hormones. Your motivation changes with the weather outside your window. None of that is failure. That's just what it means to be a living system instead of a machine. But if the only chart you know is the factory chart, every one of those normal human fluctuations reads as a defect. You don't think I'm a person having a slower week. You think I'm falling behind. The chart tells you so, even though the chart was never measuring the right thing in the first place. This is why you can be objectively improving, sleeping better, showing up more, being kinder to the people around you, and still feel like you're losing. You're not losing. You're reading a factory instrument on a living organism, and it's giving you a false reading. So if not a graph, then what? Try this instead. Think of your growth in seasons, not lines. A farmer never looks at a field in January and says, "This land has failed to produce." They know winter isn't the opposite of growth. It's part of growth. The soil is resting. Nutrients are rebuilding underground where you can't see them. If you judge that field by a factory chart, you'd tear it up in February for underperforming, and you'd destroy the exact conditions that make the harvest possible. Your low-energy weeks, your plateaus, your "I didn't do anything productive today" days, those aren't gaps in your progress. In a seasonal model, they're the underground part of the work. Recovery is not the absence of growth, it's the invisible half of it. This is the different lens. Stop asking, "Is my line going up?" That question only makes sense for machines. Start asking, "What season am I in, and what does this season actually require of me?" Sometimes the honest, high-integrity answer is rest. Not because you're behind, but because that's literally how growth works in every living system on Earth, including you. Here's the second shift, and it's the one that actually changes how you plan your days. An odometer tells you distance traveled. A compass tells you direction. Most people are obsessively checking their odometer, hours worked, pages read, days in a row, and using that number to decide if they're a good or bad person that day. But an odometer can't tell you if you're driving in circles. You can rack up huge numbers, busy, exhausted, productive, while going nowhere you actually meant to go. That's the quiet exhaustion behind hitting every metric and still feeling hollow. A compass asks a completely different question. Not, "How much did I do?" but "Did today move in the direction of the person I'm trying to become?" A quiet, low-output day where you were honest with someone you love or said no to something that wasn't yours to carry. That day might register as 0 on the odometer. On the compass, it might be one of the most important days of your month. You don't need a better tracking app. You need to stop checking the odometer and start checking the compass. Practically, here's the shift. Instead of ending your day asking, "What did I get done?" A factory question. Ask, "What season am I in, and did I act like it?" Some weeks the right move is output. Some weeks the right move is rest, or repair, or simply staying steady while something underground finishes rebuilding. And instead of measuring the day in units, measure it in direction. One honest sentence is enough. Did today point toward who I'm trying to be, or away from it? That single question replaces an entire scoreboard, and it happens to be a question no machine could ever answer, because it's a fundamentally human one. You were never behind. You were being measured by an instrument built for something that doesn't sleep, doesn't grieve, and doesn't have seasons. You do. That's not your malfunction. That's your design. Stop checking the factory line. Start checking the compass. If this conversation resonated with your journey, consider subscribing to the channel. We are building a space here for honest, quiet insights on how to live better, one small step at a time.